live on
pants,
YouTube and Twitch, though, just so you know.
Yeah. Yeah, we are live on YouTube and Twitch while we do this. Right there, boys and girls. Welcome to the Chris and Mike Show. I'm Chris, he's Mike, and this is Matt Farrell. He's a funny guy. We're gonna have a fun show today because he's a funny guy. Where are you at, Matt? Where you coming from live?
I'm in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Dude, we had a guy last week on from West Virginia, so we're killing the Midwest, the East Coast lately.
Joseph
man.
was
Cool.
from Oklahoma, too.
Oh, that's
Who's
right,
that?
Joseph. Yeah.
A
Joseph,
musician we had on here, he's from Oklahoma, somewhere in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
the message. I don't remember. I don't know who was sending me the message yesterday or the emails.
Chris,
Said it was going to be ready at like 2:50. I was like, all right, cool. So I was ready 2 hours ago because you didn't specify, or I don't know if you did or if I and maybe
it's
I just
in the
didn't
email.
catch it.
It's in the email Pacific Standard Time. That's all good, man.
Yeah,
Shit
I
happens.
was like 2:50. I was ready to go.
are you
And I
on
was
Central
like
Time?
2:55 roll around. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Gotcha.
what I thought.
Yeah, okay.
Where are you
Well,
at?
you know,
Illinois,
I'm in Arizona. Mike's in Illinois.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Central Illinois.
Yeah. I'm
Yep.
Southwest Oklahoma.
Yeah, so you and I are on the same time zone, Central Standard.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, Matt. I love comedians, so I'm glad he found a
Yeah.
comedian. This is a first. We haven't had a comedian on the podcast, so you're our first, and that's
Really?
awesome, man, because stand-up comedy is,
Yeah.
next to music, stand-up comedy is my favorite other art form. I just
Yeah.
love it.
This is heard from several other people. It's every musician wishes they could do stand-up comedy, and every stand-up comic wishes they could play music.
I think there's a lot of truth to that statement. I really do.
Yeah,
Because it
I-
just
I've got
puts
a-
so
I've got a-
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just I've got a buddy he played in bands and stuff for years, and then he decided he wanted to try stand-up, and he said, "Man, just being on stage without that guitar between him and the audience, he felt like he was naked." He goes,
Absolutely.
It's wild how just having that little bit of something between you makes a big difference." So, and I've never had any musical talent at all, so I've never had any experience with having something between me and them.
Well,
I've
that's
just been
where
relying on personality and dick jokes.
that's where I think Chris would crush it, because he doesn't play an instrument. He was a front man, right? So he's used to going out
Yeah.
there with nothing. You know, it's just him against the world. So I think he would crush it as a stand-up.
I've thought about stand-up comedy over the years, and I've run some shit by Nikki, and you know, she doesn't think people get my sense of humor. So
I think they would, because I laugh at all your jokes, man. But maybe I just
Well,
have a
this is
warped
true.
sense of humor as well. Fuck, I don't know.
Well, not everybody has to get your sense of humor. Just one room full of people at a time. That's it.
this is true. This
Right?
is true. That's absolutely
Yeah.
true, man.
How would you describe your style
Yeah.
of comedy?
I'm very, very relatable. Everything I do is based on my life. I tell stories about myself. I've, been married for a long time. I've had, been a dad. Now I'm a grandpa. I've been a grandpa for about a year and a half now.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Fine.
Thank
5 years,
you.
grandfather.
When I was, dude, they're so much better than the kids we made, right?
Right. Right.
Like
They
the
are.
cool thing
And-
about a
and-
grandkid is when they shit themselves, you can hand them to somebody else. You don't have to worry about that. It's the coolest thing. You get all the benefits and none of the work.
That's right, man. Now I'm gonna do
Yeah.
a little coaching on the show. I want you to sit up more because I don't want all that gap between your head. You know what I'm talking about, Matt? Like you're. I want you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Because when we do post production,
How about if we do this?
We don't want
Bam.
you being this tiny guy. There you go. That's much better.
Much better.
You had half
Does that
your
work?
screen was
Okay.
half your screen was empty, and that's never like
Yeah, that's
now,
it.
who's Cody? Cody was on your arm. Is that a kid, your son or grandson?
Yeah, that's one of my sons. That's my other son.
Okay. Okay.
That's I got Holden and Cody. And I got my
Right.
daughter's name on my chest, and I don't have anything for
went-
my grandson yet.
I went tiny, man. That's my son's
Yeah.
name. That's my daughter's
Yeah.
name.
I didn't know you had
And then
those.
on Yeah, yeah. And then on the back of my wrist, I have my first grandson's name and birthday.
Well, that's awesome, dude. I didn't know you had any
Yeah.
of those.
Yeah, they
131
nobody can
Is
see
that
'em. Yeah.
is that all the tattoos you got? Is just those small ones?
No. I have about 14 total, but you can't see them unless I'm naked.
Well, we appreciate not looking at those. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well,
That's
some
a
are-
true story, and I appreciate your sentiment as well, Matt.
Yeah, yeah. Some if I had my shirt off, you could see some of them. But I purposely, when I was getting tattoos
Yeah.
as a youth, I was like, I don't want to have sleeve. Now, if the band would have taken off, I probably would have had sleeve art going on by now. I
Yeah.
toyed with the idea if we ever went anywhere, I would tattoo my head. So, I'm glad that never happened because I don't think I'd like it if I had my head tattooed now.
No.
Because that's.
Wow. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
sleeve
dude,
art,
like when I was
yeah.
young, I never wanted anything below my wrists or above my collarbone. So that
Right.
way, if I got to go to grandma's house and visit, I can put a long sleeve shirt on and she don't have to look at none of it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then grandma passed away, so this shit's about to go crazy. I'm just kidding. This is as far as it's going. I'm not
Just
getting
kid,
anything
Grandma.
above my neck.
You know,
Yeah,
what's, you know
I
what's
love you,
funny
Grandma.
is you see some people now that their grandparents and their skin's all weathered and shit, and they have the tattoos that are all faded and just kind of like blotchy shit. I
That's
just
what
wanna
we're
look
all
at
headed
them.
for.
Yeah.
Our generation.
And I
for
want to
sure.
I want to
Yeah.
I want to tell my kids because they both are into tattoos. Like this is what the future lies if you keep getting shit that everybody can see. Like my son,
Yeah.
my son
So
has a full
I've-
leg. Go ahead.
No, I wasn't trying to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Definitely tell me about it.
I have a bit about or I used to do it. I don't do it anymore. It's an old bit, but I did it about getting tattoos and thinking about the future was the most important thing. So like, don't get whatever cartoon character is popular right now, because if you get SpongeBob SquarePants on your leg when you turn 60, it's just going to look like a cancer spot. If you got the Tasmanian devil, when you turn 60 is going to look like a poop emoji.
So,
Right.
True story
and then I
on
had
this
to-
shoulder. Yeah, true story on this arm. I have a Tasmanian devil, and I did it because a buddy of mine, like we were like, hey, I'll get a tat if you get a tat. Then he shows up at a tattoo parlor, and he's like, dude, where you at? I'm like, oh shit, seriously? So I go up there, and
Yeah.
I didn't know what to get, and so I got Taz. Now it's covered. I covered it with an eagle, so you can't see Taz at all. You just see the big eagle. But true story, because
So you're just not friends with that guy anymore?
No, because when he pulled his bandage off, he had no tattoo.
No.
Oh, what
Yeah,
a
and then-
prick!
But then he sat down to get one. He's got that Jabberjaw shark. Remember Jabberjaw?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So he's
Yeah.
got, he's
A
got
shark with a
Jabberjaw.
lisp.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So I covered mine up with an eagle.
I did a promo.
Yeah.
I did a promo for some shows earlier in the year. A buddy of mine is a tattoo artist. That's how I get a bunch of my stuff by Andrew Patterson, he's also a comedian. But we went in and he scuffed up my head real good with paper towels to make it red and irritated, and then he put a stencil on it and tattooed the word comedy across my forehead, and it looked very real. And then we posted the video of it and we put it out there, and then I used that picture on all of my flyers and everything. So people thought that I'd really gone and gotten comedy tattooed on my forehead, and I used it for a bunch of promo, and people would show up to shows just to see if the tattoo was real. So yeah, I'm not that dumb, but it was a good idea.
I love it.
Yeah.
I have been having internet.
Whatever
problems all
sells
day, so
tickets.
If I froze up, I'm sorry.
Oh, I did. I thought maybe. You
I just
froze up
thought my
and then
story
you-
wasn't that funny.
No, I was with you, man. I was watching Chris freeze up, and I was listening to your story
No.
at the same time.
Oh, it's wrong. Like what the hell? Like
They don't have internet out there in Arizona yet.
His is weird, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's smooth as butter, and sometimes it's all choppy. So
I froze again, didn't I?
yeah,
Yeah. But don't worry, every time you freeze, it's with a very normal looking face.
Yeah.
Every time you freeze, your mouth's half open.
it's so fucking frustrating, man. Technology's great when it
Yeah.
works, and when it doesn't, it just you want to scream.
Yeah. we get frustrated when
Yeah,
a
I
call
don't know
doesn't
what the
go
problem is today.
go
Like,
through,
it's
or
been
when
an
something like
all-day
this
thing.
happens. But yeah, then we got to stop and think every once in a while. It's still pretty goddamn
Yeah,
that we can
it's
have a
been-
conversation and look at each other.
Dude, we had a live podcast from a band who was in the studio in Cape Town, South Africa. And we were talking like you and I are talking right now. It was crazy.
Wow.
Another
That's
guy was
wild.
in Australia,
In Australia.
and he had like maybe
Yeah.
a 5 millisecond
And,
delay.
you know,
That was it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild.
yeah. See, now you guys are frozen for me.
What?
Yeah. See, now I'm not frozen, but you guys are frozen. Yeah, you're frozen. I'm at 33%, man. I don't know what the hell's going on today, but it's been like this all day. No matter which one I was on, it's just been dragging ass. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, that's crazy. You're
Everybody's
supposed to be
looking
on
good
the
to
cable
me.
modem.
I mean, you guys look as good as you can look, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, it's
Yeah, right,
definitely
right.
his
Yeah,
if
Matt,
he's
you're
only
back.
at 33%.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Matt's frozen.
Yeah, so you just caught up to us.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mike, you just adjusted yourself in your chair, Mike.
Okay, now you're in
Is
real
that
time
live?
because I just did that. Yeah,
We're in real time.
we're
Now,
back.
welcome back to the show.
We're back, ladies.
Welcome
and gentlemen.
back.
This is the rock and roll comedy hour with Matt Farrell.
This message brought to you
Yeah.
by the real estate guy. Call 602
There you go. We're ready to sell it by.
6188.
Yep. When you're ready to sell it by, call
We,
us. So Matt, let's talk comedy, man. Who's your top 5 favorite comedians?
Great question.
Thank you.
Top 5. I'll give you
Yeah.
all time. All time, I'm gonna go Richard Pryor,
Yes.
Yep.
George Carlin,
Yes.
Okay.
Don Rickles,
No shit.
We would
Robin
get along.
Williams.
Ooh,
Robin Williams, yeah.
no question.
That's 4.
That's my top
Matt
4.
Farrell. And then Matt Farrell.
Yeah, well, I hope one of these days I can be with those guys. But I'll tell you, number 5 is pretty unpopular. The greatest comedy stand-up special of all time is Bill Cosby as himself. That's
Absolutely.
the greatest
I'll give you that.
1-hour special
I agree,
ever put
yeah.
out.
I rented
Yeah,
that
I like
so
the-
many
I like-
times
that
I
was-
can't tell you.
Yeah, I like Norm Macdonald had a bit. He goes, I'm just not a real big fan of his later work.
No.
You know.
The funniest bit from himself that I still remember to this day is the goddamn Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't
kids.
figure out what his
Yeah.
name was.
Right.
Yeah.
I was 10 years old before I knew what my name was.
Yeah.
God damn it, get over here. Jesus Christ, don't do that.
Yeah. I don't remember the exact thing, but that by far was because number one, it's the only time he swore in the bit, and Bill Cosby was such a very
Right.
wholesome individual.
And isn't it crazy that he chose to use
Oh.
blasphemy as his one way to swear?
Right. Well, that was a precursor to his dark side, obviously.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Here's
Yeah.
the way
Little
I
did
look.
we know.
Here's the way I look
Right.
at it, Matt. You got to separate the person from their acts, right? So
Yeah.
as a comedian, he's one of the greatest stand-up
Yeah.
comedians of all time.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
condone what he did later, like Norm Macdonald said. But
For
I'm
sure.
the same way with Ted Nugent. I
Yeah.
don't agree with his politics, but I love him as a guitar player, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, and there's obviously, I mean, there's lots of people like that in the world, and the argument is we've all done things that we're not proud of. I mean, hopefully most of us haven't raped, but yeah, I agree with you. You can still appreciate someone's art. And not approve of the way they did other things in their life.
Sure.
So, I mean, and that's the reason that I always put him. I mean, he's still one of the greatest to ever do it. So, I mean, you can't take that away.
I agree.
But yeah, those are my top 5.
Those are good.
Now, of course, I mean, besides Bill Cosby, all the rest of them are dead. But I think the greatest guys going right now are guys like Shane Gillis, and Shane Gillis is an absolute killer.
Agreed. His
Bill
Donald Trump is
Burr
outstanding.
is always, it's awesome. Bill Burr is always going to be one of my favorites.
Me too.
Burt Kreischer's probably the hardest working comedian in comedy.
And he's
Tom
funny as
Segura's,
hell, man.
you know,
Tom
amazing.
Segura's great.
Yeah, well, so I was just having this conversation with some guys the other day. Is, you know, the reason everybody looks up to Richard Pryor is because he changed the game. He's the one
Yeah.
who brought big theaters into play. He's the one that made big theaters a thing. But now, and there used to be 5 or 6 guys that could do that. Now there's dozens of comics that are playing arenas.
Yeah.
They're not even doing theaters. They're doing like full on arenas, and
Like
they're
Kevin
selling
Hart.
those out, 2 or 3 times in a weekend. Yeah. Kevin Hart, Burt Kreischer. I mean, I don't know why, but Joe Rogan. I really like Joe Rogan. I'm just not that big of a fan of his stand up.
Yeah.
But yeah, the comedy is rock and roll now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was surprised you didn't have Eddie Murphy in there.
Eddie Murphy is great. He's just not one of my top 5.
Okay, that's
I
cool.
think he
Yeah.
quit the game too early. Like he
He
did
quit
too.
the game, but he quit. But he quit. If you know anything about his story, he quit the game because the label was trying. Then he was too talented, and the label that he was with, he put out an album, like an R&B album, and it was like off the hook, and everybody like censored him because you're like, wait, you can't do that. You can't be a multifaceted artist. You just have to be in this box. So I think that control and shit
Yeah.
was a big reason why he stepped away, and just kind of like big middle finger at the world, like But he could have had a music career. He could have had a much more dominating movie career. Obviously, Saturday Night Live changed his life,
Yeah.
and he just. And this is all hearsay. It's whatever we read and watched over the years. But that was the
For
thing.
all we
that-
know, he made a fuck ton
Yeah.
of money and just decided to
Oh.
retire too. You know?
Yeah. Well, he still does.
Well,
some
yeah, I
stuff.
mean that's
He's just
definitely
not
part of it
heavy.
too.
Yeah, he's just not heavily involved like
but
he used
Eddie
to,
Murphy-
which- and
Back in the day, every comedian's goal was either to get a sitcom or get into the movies. That was you did comedy, you did stand up, so that you could either
Yeah.
get a sitcom or be in the movies.
'Cause that's where the
and
money
Eddie
is.
Murphy did that. Yeah, and Eddie Murphy did that, and he just kind of backed off of stand up. And I mean, I've a great interview with him is Jerry Seinfeld does that comedians in cars getting coffee
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Netflix. And the episode that he has Eddie Murphy on there, I mean, Eddie's just pretty blunt about it. He's like, yeah, it just wasn't right anymore. This is just
I'll check
like
that
what
out.
I didn't need to work that hard.
Yeah.
So-
I like the fact.
But yeah, I
that
mean,
he has
Eddie Murphy,
Go ahead.
Delirious is definitely one of the greats.
Oh,
you
no
know?
question. Raw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Eddie Murphy Raw.
I
is
actually
definitely great.
think
The
his
purple
brother's
suit, and
funnier
then he had the
than
red
him.
suit. And,
You
yeah,
that what?
I haven't watched too much
Charlie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy's
Oh,
brother.
Really?
I think he's way
Really?
funnier than Eddie. Oh yeah.
That's like Chris Rock's brother is a fantastic comedian too.
That's what I've heard. I've never heard him, but I've heard that he's a great comedian.
And he does stuff here lately. He'll get hecklers at his show, and he'll go, "Hey, listen, I'm not my brother. I'll hit you back." So it was pretty, pretty funny outtake on it. So, but I think everybody knew as soon as Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, that was going to change things for comedy too, because it did. It made people think that they could stand up and do shit, which I've never experienced anything like that. I've never had anybody charge the stage. I've had drunks walk up to the stage to shake my hand in the middle of a set. I'm like, hey man, like, that's good. Can we hang out after? Whatever. I've had other comedians where I've had to break up fights because they have pissed people off to the point where someone's charged the stage. But I've never had anything. But like I said,
What's your most awkward
What-
heckler moment?
Oh, that's a good question, man.
most awkward heckler. I had a woman one time was drunk during my set, and I don't remember what joke I was telling because it had nothing to do with it. But she confessed to cheating on her husband in the middle of my joke.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's what the fuck am I supposed to say now? Congratulations. I didn't know what to say.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, that's terrible.
That one was pretty damn awkward. But most of my weird heckles come from drunks who just say random shit anyway.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was the most awkward, is because everybody in the bar, it wasn't even a bar. It was I think it was a brewery show or something.
Okay.
And everybody in there, she was crystal clear. Everybody could hear what she said perfectly clear. So it was like record scratch silence. Everybody turns around and looks at her, and she couldn't figure out what she had done wrong. So it was like, well, shit, where do we go from here?
Now, was her husband there, or was she by herself?
No, but she was there with her sister-in-law. She was there with her husband's sister.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't think they rode home together.
Oh, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it was girls' night out, and she confessed.
One too many tequila sunrises.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I've had other, like I said, I've had a friend of mine, Morris, who's a comedian from Texas, very funny guy. He was watching, and there was a table full of people that had been talking through all the other comics sets, and he was kind of keeping an eye on them. And he's like, "All right, when I go up there, I'm gonna shut this down." And I was like, "All right, well, you know, there's good ways to do it and bad ways to do it." And I said, "Well, handle it right." And he goes, "Okay." And he walked on stage, and he did not handle it right. Wound up being funny, but it's, you know, language and the way we use words and what words mean. When we were growing up, we called each other names that you can't even say in public anymore.
right.
Correct.
You know,
Yeah,
because they,
true,
they offend
true.
people. So basically, and that's what I don't know how sensitive we are here
We're not
in
sensitive.
YouTube. I didn't want to say anything that was okay. Good, because what he said is, "Hey, if you faggots will leave, I'll pay your bar tab."
Yeah, I can
And
see that not
that-
going
so
over
a
very
big
well.
guy. Yeah, so a big guy at the table turned around and said, "What'd you say?" So he repeated it, and really, like,
Oh.
he was just saying, like, "Hey, you assholes, leave! I'll pay your bar
Right.
tab, but you're ruining the show."
Right.
But
Yeah.
he used the F word.
Right.
And then so big guy got up and charged the stage, and I had to break that fight up. But come to find out, the reason they were all so chatty at that table is his nephew. They had come there to this place to sit down and visit, so that his nephew could come out.
oh.
Oh.
Well,
Oh.
like nobody else. Yeah, nobody else knew that. Like
And how
Wayne
would you?
certainly didn't know that had happened.
But so that's
you know,
the trigger
but
of the guy coming to the stage and picking a fight because you dropped the other F word and it's like, wait
Yeah.
a minute, that's, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
And after it was all said and done, and everybody was outside on the sidewalk, they were like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that was just bad timing. We get it now." But the fight had already happened at that point, so so it's
too
like,
late now.
yeah, I guess we'll just sit on the
wow.
sidewalk and drink beer together now, guys.
There you
High
go.
fiving the gay guy for, "Hey, congratulations on coming out, man. More power to you. We don't give a shit."
Right.
Right, right.
And we didn't mean anything derogatory by our statement.
No, it's
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah, there's nothing-
when I grew up, and Mike, you can relate to this. When we grew up, we played a game out in the front yard called Smear the Queer.
Smear
where
the Queer.
You got all
Absolutely.
the neighborhood kids. One kid's got the football, and you're supposed to get from one
Yeah.
end of the yard to the other.
Now, let me ask you a
And-
question.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you know what that meant at the time?
No. Nope.
Nor did I. Nor did
No,
I
not at all.
fucking care. I
Me
just
neither.
wanted to play the game with my
Me neither.
friends, right? I was happy to be included.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep,
I think
no.
I think back then, like I thought that, I mean, queer was just a funny thing to call somebody, but we
Yeah.
didn't know what it meant.
It was just
Right.
a funny thing to say
You
that
know?
we
wasn't-
had no
it
idea
wasn't-
what it meant.
Yeah. There was no label to
Yeah.
it yet.
My-
It was
And I remember my mom saying, "I wish y'all would call this game something else," but she still never explained why. She just said, "Oh, I wish you guys wouldn't say that word. You know, come
How
up with
old are you,
something
Matt?
else." I am 43.
Okay, so we got you
Okay.
by 10
No, I'm
years.
not. That's not true. That's not true. I just lied. I'm 44.
I got you by
I'm
8
not real
years,
good
I
with
think.
numbers.
Chris got you by 10. 12?
yeah.
11?
Oh yeah,
I'm 55. I'm 55.
Okay. Yeah.
there you go.
52 and
Yeah,
55.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we said all those things. We
All right,
played
and
all
you guys
those
are way
games,
better with technology than me.
But, well, we figured it out together. I'm going to say that
Right.
for sure.
Yeah, we had our moments, man.
We
Yeah.
learned
Kind
this.
of like how the
Yeah.
start of this show, that would have frustrated us 130 episodes ago. We would have just shut the damn thing off. Said, "All right, Matt, we'll call you back again." You know, but
He gives me
Yeah.
way too much credit. All I had was the idea, and I figured out how to do this Riverside thing, and the rest of it has been a lot of hours of both of us putting in the time. He does all
Yeah.
the booking, and I know
Just
you
trial
found
and
us,
error, and
Yeah, I know you found us quite a while ago. You've seen the progression and what we've done from when you started
Yeah.
watching us to now, and I mean that's all him doing his work and me doing mine. So kudos to
Yeah.
both of us. We just
yeah.
yeah,
eclipsed 200,000 views on YouTube.
Woo! All
Yeah.
organic, by the
Yeah.
way. We're not paying for views, not paying for subscribers. We're very
No.
proud of that
Yes.
because so
Hell
many
yeah.
people will go out there and pay for the views and pay for the subscribers, and then their numbers are skewed, and then their views are skewed. It's like, no. We're straight up. We're going to baby step this shit because then it's all real and it's all organic. and
That's
it's
why when I
all
brag about
actual,
having
truthful.
2,100 subscribers and some moron will say, that ain't shit, man. It's like, yeah, it is to me because every one of those people signed on because they liked the show. Chris,
Right.
none of us,
Yeah.
we didn't pay money to go out and get bots and
No.
shit. You know, those are all
No.
people that wanted to listen to what we're doing. And that's awesome. Thanks for watching and signing on. And
Yep.
every week we get
Yeah,
more
for
YouTube
sure.
followers. And we
Yep.
appreciate all the
And
things
and
you've
growing
done, man.
growing on social media it's grueling. It's a long drawn out grind. That's like sometimes you'll see something and it works and you're like, why? I don't understand why that worked.
Right.
Thank you.
Can I
Right.
can I replicate and do that again and it
No,
doesn't
you
work?
cannot.
Yeah, and my biggest example of that is on TikTok. I had a friend who talked me into doing TikTok. I wasn't even going to mess with it. He goes, "Oh, I think it'd be perfect for the type of stuff you do." So I started doing it, and I was putting thought and effort into making these videos and trying to be funny and all this stuff. And it was I would go up by 4 or 5 viewers at a time. And then my son used to work at a drive-through smoke shop, and I drove through. Not a word is said in the whole video. I pull up. I've got the camera rolling. As soon as he opens the drive-through window, I'm off, and then I drove away, and it got 1.8 million views. And I'm like,
That's-
what? All this other shit I've been putting effort into, I'm getting like 40 views. I flipped
Yeah.
my son off. No word said. 1.8 million, and then it blew up pretty quick, and I got to 10,000 followers on TikTok pretty fast from that. So that was wild.
Yeah. Hi, Michael. It's okay, man. Michael joined us. He's late. So
Welcome,
I did
Michael.
one. I'm not big on TikTok either. So I thought about shit, right? And then
We need to
we
put a channel
I
up
know,
there for ourselves.
I know. And we had an event. A friend of mine runs a race company, like 5Ks and 10Ks, right? So it was around Christmas
Yeah.
time. I was there to portray one of the Christmas. I don't want to drop the bomb because we don't know if there's 5-year-olds watching us. But I was there to portray one of the icons for Christmas. Follow me. So once that
Okay.
was done, and I was just kind of hanging out, these two or three guys on bicycles, like a cyclist, right? They come barreling through the crowd, and not barreling like knocking people over, but we have this crowd of like 150 people lining up for this race. And these cyclists just decide it's their space that they can just drive through. So they basically just drive through the crowd of people, being total assholes about it. So I was filming it. I was filming something else, and then this happened. So I just turned my camera that way, and then just watched the guy go through the crowd and the reaction and shit. I threw that up on TikTok for the hell of it, and like, for me, it was crazy because I was like 100, 150 maybe, if that, and this thing got like 260,000 views and comments galore, and I'm like, for what? It was just this asshole going through this crowd and mouthing off with a bunch of kids and stuff, like talking smack, because it's a family-run event. It's called Run Your Race Arizona. They put on events every month, fun run, mile fun runs, 5Ks, 10Ks, things like that. But that thing I didn't go million, but it went viral enough for my world that I was like, well, that's crazy, because it just was a human element that I think people buy into. So maybe the flipping off, it's a human element.
Yeah.
It's like taking a picture of a bear in the woods and then realizing that you're going to get destroyed by that bear, and they find your phone later and they have a picture of you taking a picture of the bear and that bear killed you. It's the human interest fact, right?
Well, I
Yeah,
just had this
yeah.
conversation at work today. The top podcasts other than NPR are all unfiltered, uncensored podcasts. So what does that tell you?
Well, and see, that's the thing. So when I was on radio, when I was on iHeart, they give you a list of words. Like you can't.
Nobody
say
listens to that
these
shit
things.
anymore.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. When I was on it, like I had a list. I couldn't say these things. I couldn't
And that's
say
why we
these
all
terms.
gave up on that, man. Once
Right.
Matt just said it a little while ago. All this shit works good enough, right? Especially
Yeah.
for once you put the episode out there. Now the internet works flawlessly. Video, audio.
Yeah.
people are going to consume
Yeah.
what they want to consume, and they've
Right.
proven over and over again that they want real content, right? They want to
Yeah.
hear real people. That's
Yep.
what made Rogan the biggest
Yeah.
podcast on the planet. He had real people on there, and
Yeah.
they talked like normal people. They
Right.
swore when it was necessary
Yeah.
and
Yep.
unnecessary.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
just had-
yeah, and unnecessary.
Just like we're doing. They just had fun, right? We're just
Yeah.
having a conversation here. We're not interviewing Matt as a comedian.
Nope.
We're talking to Matt as a
Yep.
person.
Yeah. Yeah.
just having the
And that's-
conversation.
Yeah,
I
well,
do think that's and I mean the conversation's just being real, and just being conversation style interview where we're just talking back and forth.
Right.
I think that people will find interest in that. It's the same as reality TV. They just want to see what's going on in other people's lives, and then the other part of it is as long as your content is consistent. Like if you guys are doing a once a week podcast, you can't skip a week. If you
Right.
skip a week, you lost viewers.
Yep.
You know, so that's kind of a wild thing too. So consistency and just being quality content, but and the quality is the part that baffles all. You think, oh, I've got to put hard work and effort into it to make it quality. No, that's
No.
not the quality that they're looking for. The quality that they're looking for is up to them.
The content.
You know, the type of comedy I do, yeah, right, the content, the quality and the content of comedy that I do is not for everybody, just like what, Andrew Dice Clay did. It wasn't for everybody.
Right.
But the group that finds you and does like it, you got them. And
And,
they'll
um,
be there.
The example I always use in the music world, Matt, is Slayer. Slayer had the most hardcore fans ever, but it was the most intense music,
Yeah.
right? So you're going to find that select group of people that like what you do. And the cool thing about that is they're going to be rabid. Pantera, Metallica, Slayer. Those fans they eat, sleep, and breathe those bands.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same thing with comedy.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you're a Bill Burr fan, you're a Bill Burr fan. You're going to go
Yeah.
consume whatever he puts out there. Burt Kreischer, right? All the guys you named, I watch all their stuff too because they put out quality content. I just saw Chris made a post on a podcast page. Somebody asked a question about how do I get more viewers or subscribers, and he said 3 words: content, 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 right? And then consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's all we've done since March. We learned in March by just me deciding, oh, we should try this. And in March I started putting up 3 reels every day. So every day there's 3 things that drop. If it's a show day, there's 2 shorts and the show. So Sunday and Wednesday it's 2 shorts and a show, but every other day of the week there's 3 reels or 3 shorts that drop between 30 and 55 seconds, but it's constant. And then Mike does the Instagram stuff, and it's constant. It's consistent. We do the same shit all
Yeah.
the time with different things, because like we're 3 or 4 shows ahead. So your shorts that once we get everything done, I'll email you your shorts. You'll have them in a couple weeks. You can use them for whatever you want. But then I stagger them out different times of the day, different days of the week. So you're not just all Matt Farrell 7 days in a row. You may be a 6 a.m., you
Yeah.
may be a noon, you may be a 4 p.m. It'll randomly go throughout, wherever I'm at that time. Right now, I think I'm in September, some weird,
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's constant content. It's constant engagement. There's constantly something going on every single day on this, and it's cool because I've compared it to my business page, which I've had since 2003 on YouTube, and the contrast is unbelievable because my business one, I'm just over 500,000 views, but from March to September, we're over 200,000 views on
We
this?
went from like 38,000 at the end of February to we just
Yeah.
passed 201,000 today.
Right.
And
so
that's
it just
just-
shows you.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What you
Yeah,
said
yeah.
earlier, Matt, consistency and content. He's been
Yeah.
consistent
Yeah.
every day since March. We're in September.
Yeah.
And our subscribers are the ones that really impressed me. We
Mm-hmm.
went from like 63 subscribers in May to
Yeah.
2,089 sitting here today. So,
And 22
Yeah.
countries now, which
yeah,
is cool.
we should be in
Nice.
23. Where are you
Yeah,
at,
that is
Acoustic
cool.
Element? They haven't watched the
Oh
show
yeah,
yet.
South Africa. Yeah, once that show drops in South Africa, we'll pick up South Africa as another country, which
That'll
is
be
cool.
23.
Yeah, which is cool as fuck.
That would be cool. That is cool. That is cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's I don't know how much as far as like growing your social media and stuff affects what you guys do or what you're trying to do. But like for comedians, it used to be like I would have to go and do a show someplace, and then if I wanted to get into another club, the owner of this club would kind of have to vouch for me in order to be like, hey, he's funny, he can do this much time, he's easy to work with, whatever.
Music
Now
works the same way.
they don't even ask to see it. Like we used to have to send out EPKs. You know, we'd send out a sample of our work with our bio and all that stuff, and then they would review it, they'd watch our video, and then they'd get back to us. Now they don't even ask for that. As soon as you reach out to a club and go, you know, that show interest that you want to be booked there, they'll say, like, what's your Instagram handle? I need to see how many followers you have. That's all it's about. Everything's about followers. How many followers you got on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
We run into the same
it's
thing
what it's all about.
with like high profile guests. Chris just encountered that within the last week or two where, you know, people are like, oh, you don't have enough this or that or whatever, so I don't want to be on your show. And we're just like, whatever, cool, man.
Yeah.
You know, come,
Yeah.
we'll have you back
Yeah,
when you
see,
think we're
and
big
I
enough.
what I don't get is, because here's what I'm banking on. Like if I'm doing something, is like we're gonna have this interview, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna visit, we're gonna cut up,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
5 years from now, y'all blow up and this goes huge. Everybody's gonna go back and watch all your old stuff
Right.
too.
Or vice
It's-
versa.
I mean,
If you
like,
blow up,
yeah,
they're going to want to find everything that Matt Farrell did from before you
Right.
were famous until, because I do, you know, like I went
Yeah.
back and looked for
Yeah.
Burr's old stuff and Kreischer's old stuff. And,
Yeah.
you know, in the music world, you want every bootleg you can find to whatever band you like, you know. That's just human nature.
Yeah.
Is I want to consume everything because I like these people. I agree with what you just said. So for some people, it
Yeah.
may be I wish I would have, but I don't even really think like that. It's like if you want to come back when you think we're big enough, that's great. Matt thought we were big enough right now, and we're happy to have you here. So
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even look to see how many followers y'all had. I really didn't. Like I saw one of y'all had made a post that said, "Hey, we're looking for new
Yeah.
people to come on our podcast. Who would be interested?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll do it."
Yep.
Like, I mean, what's it? Like, first of all, I'm getting to meet 2 new guys. We get to visit. We get to hang out, crack some jokes.
Yep.
What else was I going to be doing right now?
exactly.
You know, like, yeah, why not?
And you
it
know
doesn't
what?
make any sense to me.
Most
Yeah.
people have your attitude, Matt. We have
Yeah.
not had a problem finding guests.
Yeah.
I am not crying about that. I never will, because if we don't have a guest, Chris and I, we've been in a band together for years. We've known each other for 30 years. We could talk from now until eternity. You know,
Yeah.
but it's really
Yeah.
cool that all of a sudden people saw the worth of being on here, because number one, you can promote yourself all you want. We're not going to stop
Yeah.
you from saying, hey, I'm playing here, I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
Yep.
That's what we're here for. Because if we didn't want that, we would just do the show ourselves.
Right. And we don't have a problem with you going
Right.
off screen and doing cocaine like you just did. So, you know, it's all good, man.
Yeah, those days are over.
Hookers and blow, dude. Hookers and blow. Come on, you got.
Yeah.
He's got the chaw. He's got the chaw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
been
he's from
watching
Oklahoma,
that
man. Oklahoma, it's like water. You got to have is it Copenhagen?
Yeah, Copenhagen.
Yeah, there you go. I
That's
just
it. I need to.
years.
I wish these pricks would sponsor me. As much as I'm spending on that shit, I might as well start doing cocaine. It's cheaper.
What does that cost now? Because when I stopped, it was $4 a can.
Even at like the Indian smoke shops, it's almost $10 a can now.
Holy
my God.
shit! Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I woke
no,
up.
that's not as expensive as them pack of Marlboros though. Hell, cigarettes are.
Yeah, but that's.
Which
insane,
I've
man.
never been a smoker, so I didn't ever deal with that.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's made in America, so there's no tariffs on it. I don't know why that shit costs so much.
Yeah,
'Cause they
that
can.
doesn't make any. That doesn't make
Taxes.
any sense. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Taxes
because they can.
And the nicotine, man. Now, do you spit?
That's
right?
that's another thing. That's another thing I don't do.
Okay. You
Huh?
don't swallow. You don't swallow.
That's the personal question, Chris. I don't think it's. We don't know each other that well yet, man. Kind of coming at me with some hardball questions right out of the gate, man. We got. It's shit. No, dinner hadn't even been discussed. No, I ain't swallowing without dinner. What the hell? The shit, man.
And I'm always last to the party. He didn't even consider my feelings at all.
Yeah.
Always a brag.
Yeah,
see,
no,
if we were-
I have
if this was an interview, that shit never would have come out of my mouth, man, because that's just all organic fucking
Oh, that-
conversation,
That
man.
was fucking great.
Well, because I wanted
Yeah,
to
that's
ask
the
him this-
best. That's the best.
Yeah, yeah. Because I chewed for years, man, years and years and years. I stopped. I ran out of chew on 4th of July weekend, and I was at home kicking back in the recliner, and I grabbed my can. It was empty. I'm like, I don't want to go to the store. There you go. Haven't chewed since.
Yeah.
Did you quit
I'm
drinking? or
hoping
chewing
that
first?
that happens with me.
I quit drinking well before I stopped chewing, Mike. I still
Yeah.
chew. I couldn't when I stopped drinking. I'm over 20 years sober, Matt. But when I stopped drinking, there was no way in hell I would stop and chewing and drinking at the same
Congratulations.
time. Thank you. That would have been insane. But I did stop. I don't remember
Yeah.
how long after I stopped drinking that. Because I don't remember. It was such a random thing. Like Nikki was in Oregon with Jake, visiting a friend, and legit, I showed houses all weekend and came home. It was like 4:00 in the afternoon. I sat down, was chilling out watching. I think I was watching baseball, and I grabbed my can. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm out of chew. I looked at my watch. I'm like, I don't want to go to the store. And legit, I just stopped right then and there because I didn't want to go to the store.
Man,
You know.
hell yeah.
So
And that's I've always heard and I've always told people is like you're not going to quit until you're ready.
No,
And when you're
exactly.
ready, you can do it.
Yep.
You know, but you can't quit for nobody. It's the same with drinking too. You know, you can't do it for nobody else. If it's not for you, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
no, agreed.
And
That's one thing that we preach all the
I
time.
tried
because
out for
We're both recovered addicts, so there's nobody that
Yeah.
can tell you that you're going to change that's ever going to fix anybody.
Nope.
yeah. No, it has to be for you.
Yep.
Yep.
I dried out for several years. I'd kind of gotten pretty bad off, and so which my problem was never. I could not drink. I just couldn't stop if I started.
That's my problem.
So it was easy to not drink. Yeah. So I quit drinking for a little over 3 years, and I didn't drink anything at all. And then we were on a road trip somewhere. It was just my wife and I, and we'd gone to a restaurant right next door to our hotel. And she was like, "Hey, like, no, Jay, if you'd like to have a drink with your meal, we're walking to our room. It's no big deal." And I was like, "All right, I think." And I kind of eased back into it, but I'm still very cautious. Like I might have a beer or two here and there, but I don't drink whiskey or any kind of liquor or nothing at all anymore. I'm a couple beers here and there kind of guy now.
That's kind of where I'm at, Matt. I was lucky that alcohol, that my body chemistry just doesn't work with it. So, unfortunately,
Yeah.
it did with drugs.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's body chemistry is
Yeah.
different. So, I went
For
down.
whatever
couldn't-
reason,
I-
that worked perfect.
I could handle the whiskey, but I couldn't handle the cocaine. But I still tried it, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Cocaine was always something that I'll say of all of that I ever did, I never paid for it. I was always just around, and other people would have it.
Right.
And it wasn't very far into that before I just stopped, and I was like, I could see how this becomes a problem.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I'm gonna start turning it down, and I did, and I was, but I think that's the only thing I've ever shown that kind of self restraint with.
That was a good move.
Certainly, there's been other things in life that have gotten a hold of me that I had to work really hard to get rid of. But that one, I was just at a party one time, and I was like, man, I see how this becomes a problem because this is fun.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm gonna stop doing this. I'm just gonna start turning it down.
Here's the way that
And,
I've
you know,
always
so I was
described
able to
it.
do that.
Don't ever do cocaine because you'll love it. I say the same speech every time.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll love it.
Yeah,
And, it'll
and now
kill you.
my kids growing up. Of course, all my kids are grown. My youngest is 18 now, and my plea to all of them has always been: no pills, no powder. No pills, no powder.
Yep.
You want to go smoke some weed? Go smoke some weed.
Yep.
Do it. Be safe. You
Never
want
killed
to
anybody
drink?
ever.
Drink with friends. Drink in controlled situations. Don't drive. Do it the way you're supposed to do it. But no pills, no powder. And now it's terrifying. Like, you have no idea what's in shit. They cut it with everything.
Well, now
you know,
they got
and
this.
fentanyl is just out of control.
Now they have a new fentanyl, which is like 100 times or 1,000 times more powerful than the fentanyl that was before. I just saw it on a documentary I watched 2 nights ago.
Which I don't understand the
That's
drug dealer's
crazy.
mindset of that, right? You're a drug dealer. Your entire world is wrapped around people buying your product, getting high, and coming back to you, right? So let's look at nicotine.
Yeah, you
Let's
need
look at
return
cigarettes,
business.
right? Right, cigarettes, brilliant, right? Cigarettes did exactly what, it's the epitome of creating an addict and making sure they kept coming back for more.
For years,
Right?
decades.
Decades, right? Because they just kept adding a little bit more, just a little bit more. Oh, here's a different flavor.
Yeah.
Here's a different filter.
Kills
Here's a different brand.
500,000
Right.
people a year.
Right.
Tell
So
me again
they-
how much they care about your safety.
Exactly. So
Right.
drug dealers need to take a page from the tobacco companies.
Well, I think today's
Baby
drug
step that
dealers
shit.
are smart as you talked, or excuse me, I think today's drug dealers are stupid as you talk this
Right.
through. A guy
Right.
like Pablo Escobar apparently knew what he was doing because he understood getting people hooked and them coming
Right.
back, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If less than a
Exactly. It was,
size of a pin inside some cocaine of fentanyl will
Right.
kill your user, then
Right.
how much more cocaine can he buy from you?
That's my point.
I know.
Like,
I-
Yeah.
I'm with you, brother.
I don't understand the mindset of the drug dealer in today's world. Like that's not a good business model.
No.
You know, you
Right.
you just,
That's have you ever seen the movie American Gangster
Yes.
yes, yes.
Love it.
with Denzel Washington about Frank Lucas?
Yep.
Perfect business model.
Yeah.
He gave them the most pure product at the best price, and they were hooked, and they never went away. His business would never go away.
Well, here's an analogy.
You know, yeah, perfect business model.
Here's an analogy. If Matt Farrell went to his next gig and he shot everybody in the crowd,
Which,
he's not going to have any return business, right? They might have laughed for that night, but they're not coming back.
well, and that Matt's
Man, I
going to
think
be
your
in prison for the rest
your
of his life.
analogy just went to fucking level 10 there. I was just, holy shit.
Well, and then Chris
I
brought
feel
me
much
back.
more comfortable if we use this analogy about somebody else. Don't claim Matt Farrell's out here shooting people. Shit, man.
How about this concept? Matt Farrell goes on stage in front of 500 people and tells them all they're a bunch of fucking assholes and walks off.
Yeah.
They're never going to come back to see you again. You're going to go, actually,
Yeah,
maybe not.
only three.
Because that'll go viral on TikTok because it'll be like Matt
Yeah.
Farrell, comedian, just tells the entire audience to fuck off and leaves the stage.
And those
so
30
then there's
people
no
might not come
publicity is
back.
bad publicity, right?
But
so now you get
300
all
new
kind of
ones are going to
publicity.
come.
Right, and they're going to find out what's wrong with Matt Farrell. Then Matt Farrell goes off this little tangent over here, and and then people love a train wreck, so they're going to watch. This is gold, Matt. You should write this down. So you're going to go on a train wreck event, and then you're just.
I mean, it's pretty
gonna fly around
simple.
a
I'm
control.
following without writing it.
And then you're going to bring it. You're going to bring yourself back up, and you're going to be redemption. So you're going to have this wave of chaos and emotional writing. And people are going to embrace you and love you because you came back from the pits of hell from telling the people to fuck off. Then you're going to have Netflix episodes, and you can let Mike and I open for you. We'll do an acoustic set.
Man, I feel like this is a long game. You're talking about playing a long game here.
Oh, yeah. It's a marathon, man.
We got to build up. We got to build up. Then we got to crash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we got to
yeah.
disappear for a year and then
Right.
make a redemption. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I like the idea. I just don't know if I have the patience.
Like a phoenix
that's fair
rising
enough.
from the
Yeah,
ash.
fair enough. Fair enough. I can see. I can see that. How long you been doing comedy?
A little over 10 years.
Okay.
A little over 10 years ago, or maybe a little over 11 years now, I guess, is the first time I ever did comedy. But then my kids were still in school and they were very active in sports and activities. So I just kind of did it whenever I could. So I wasn't really pursuing it. And then the last 3 years, this is all I do.
Okay. So full time for 3 years.
I don't have a
This is
yeah
your gig.
yeah.
You wake up
Right.
funny. You go to bed funny. Now, do you try when
right,
you come
which
up
means
with your,
which means that we're broke.
right? Well, it's like everybody else, right? So when I write songs, right? Cause I do the lyrics and come up with the melodies and stuff, I give it to Mike. He does the music. So when I write a song, it can just be a happenstance. Like I could be sitting here looking at a cup. Oh shit! And then all of a sudden the muse pops in my head, and here's a song I write in 2 seconds. 2 minutes, whatever.
Exactly.
Is it the same? Is
Yeah.
it the same kind of vibe with you as a comedian with bits? You just see something that's funny and you write it down, and all of a sudden you have this bit.
100%. I've got
Okay.
notebooks just full of stuff. If I was smart, I would start using my phone to actually keep notes on, but I don't.
Yeah.
There are some notes in there, but I still never think about it. So I still walk around with a big yellow pad and an ink pen, and it's
nothing
always
wrong with
like
that.
I've at least got one out in the car. I take a backpack with me almost everywhere I go because if I think of something, I have to write it down.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll just write down the idea, and then 2 or 3 days later, I'll come back and I'll look at it and I'll go, "The fuck was I talking about?" I mean,
Yeah.
so I just got to draw a line through it. So I got to be a little bit more detailed, otherwise I'll forget what I thought was funny about it. But yeah, I'll wind up with. A matter of fact, where I live is it's an hour and a half one way to the closest open mic. Right, so I don't live close to any of the big cities. There's not really any place for me to go practice. So if I work on new stuff, plus if you go to open mics at like the clubs, they give you 4 minutes, which in 4
Really?
minutes is really hard to I
Yeah.
mean, if you a really generous club might give you 7 minutes, but
Wow.
that's hard to work out new material in that time.
It's-
So what I
and it's
did
hard to-
is
and
8
it's
miles
hard to
from
get
my
the-
house.
Wow. It's hard to get the crowd over.
So
too,
8
right?
miles from my house, there's a little bar and grill that's about 8 miles from where I live, and the guy had
Okay.
reached out to me and goes, "Hey, would you be interested in doing a comedy show here?" I said, "I tell you what I'll do. I'll come and do a show there free every month." And really, I just created my own open mic. So I invite other comics that I know to come, and it's just a place for me to work out new material. And last month, I went in there with a notebook just full of all brand new stuff, and I did probably 50 minutes on stage of all material that I had never even said out loud before.
Wow.
That's
Just
awesome.
working stuff out. So, but
Is
yeah,
this the thing, Opie?
it's the exact same way.
Is that the
The
Okie?
what?
I saw something on your page. The Okie, Skokie, whatever.
No, the Okie State Room. That's a brand
There you
new
go.
venue
Okay.
that just opened. A young lady named Kinsey bought that place and she renovated it. It's an old, like you drive through small towns and they've got the old theaters.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those, and she bought it and completely renovated it, and it's mostly for music. We're the first and only comedy show that she'd had so far.
Nice.
We packed that place out, and it was a hell of it was such a good time. Such
That's
a good
awesome, man.
time. Yeah,
So where's the bar you go to once a month that's 8 miles from your house?
it's in Apache, Oklahoma,
Okay.
which is a town of about 3,000. Like
Okay.
it's a very small town. I don't even hell, it might not even be that big, but so after a while, it gets to where everybody there. So if you tell a joke and they don't like it, they'll tell you. They'll
Oh.
just be honest with you. It's like telling jokes to your friends, and or a black room, an all black room, which I tell people this all the time. They're like, "Hey, what's something every comedian should do? Every comedian should go perform in an all black room
So that's
because black
basic-
people do not sugarcoat shit."
No.
No, true.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
like if you're in a black room, if you tell a joke and they don't like it, they don't until after the show to tell you. They tell you while you're on stage.
I watched live.
They'll
with
tell you to
Apollo.
leave if they don't like it. Right? Yeah. It's the best thing in the world. So now, like as musicians, y'all can sit in a studio or in a practice room or something, and y'all can practice a song over and over and over and over until you feel like you got it down, and then you go and put it in front of an audience.
Sure.
Whereas
Right.
with comedy, you write it down. I can't practice it until it's in. It has to be in front of an audience, is where it's
Right.
practiced. So I live and die by the audience's reaction.
That's a legitimate
Um,
point for sure.
Now, I feel pretty confident in my judgment, as in like, hey, I think this is really going to work. If I put this joke before that joke and it can lead into something else, I can
Yeah.
kind of write that whole thing and make it work together. But sometimes it don't. Sometimes you go up there and the room's just quiet and you're like, okay, let me just mark that one off the fucking list because that shit was not funny apparently. Sometimes you just got to figure it out the hard way.
Well, you need the audience to work out your timing too, right?
Yeah.
Without
yeah.
an audience,
and different
you don't-
audiences are different.
Sure.
If you're doing a bar show, your comedy has to be faster. Because if you put pauses or hesitations in between your jokes, You know, it doesn't take long for a drunk to get distracted.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, two
So
Jake
if I tell a
Venomums, right?
joke and I put a pause in the middle of my joke, then that drunk is like, "Oh, did you hear? This reminds me of a joke I heard one time." They'll turn and start talking to their friend. Now you got to get them back. So in bar shows, your comedy has to be faster. In bigger venue shows or theater shows, you can slow down, take your time, you can stretch, you can allow for the laugh to build. So it is different. The timing is different depending on your audience and the venue. But timing is, I mean, that's what I've got a joke about that right now. It says, you know, I don't know if you know this, but it's while you're having sex with your wife is a bad time to run a new joke writer. It's just bad timing. And I don't know if you know this, but comedy is all about timing.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a new joke that I just run a couple weeks ago.
I like that.
Right.
You know, but sometimes in the middle of sex, I'll think of something funny, and I try to run it by her, and she just doesn't appreciate my humor. You know?
I wouldn't imagine so.
Yeah, no.
Is she a fan of
That's
yours
the other thing, my
outside
wife-
of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she is. My wife.
Because like Chris just made a
wife,
point, his wife
the
doesn't
best.
get his humor.
No. She
Yeah.
doesn't. She gets my humor, but she doesn't think the general population would get my humor.
Oh,
Is what it is. Like
Yeah.
she.
I think they
So
would.
Yeah.
there are definitely things that I've come up with. Like I run jokes by my wife all the time, and things that she's like, I don't think you should say that. I don't think you should say that in front of people. And I've got to tell her, well, hey, I need you to trust me because I know that this joke will work. But she looks at it as, oh, don't say that. That could be offensive. I don't want you. She doesn't. She's worried about me getting hurt by it.
Agreed.
About people
I can
being
see
mad
that.
at me or
Or not
unfollowing me or
laughing.
whatever. And
Not
I'm
laughing,
like,
yeah.
or
But
not
would you-
laughing, which that hurts the worst. There's
Would you not agree,
Sure.
Matt, that comedy, more than anything, has to push the boundaries of societal norm?
Yeah, that's the point. The point of comedy is we're saying things that other people can't or probably shouldn't say in a work setting
But I think
or
even
at
more.
their family dinner table.
I think even more importantly than that, you have to be very careful to get people to understand that you are also literally saying things you do not mean, right? Just to get a reaction from people. You might
Right,
not
so
believe
yeah,
that joke
that-
100%, right? And that
Yeah,
joke might
there-
not be
there are
100%
some-
true.
So, yeah, some versions of comedy are definitely that. It's people saying Anthony Jeselnik is a hilarious comedian that's very dark, and he might have a joke about I didn't want to do it, but she couldn't run away, so I had to fuck her. Obviously he didn't do that to somebody who was physically unable to get away.
That's what I'm
But
talking
he just says
about.
it as dark, off the wall, like shock jock type
And
humor,
that's my kind
which
of
that's
humor.
not. You're right, and that's
like
not
the
the
gallows
style
humor.
of comedy. Yeah, right. That's not the style of comedy that I do. But it is important. Like I won't do anything political. I don't do anything about politics.
Which is good.
And I always tell people, first of all, yeah. So I've had people ask me to do hey, talk shit about Biden or talk shit about Trump or talk shit about, and I'm like, I just don't do political comedy. They're like, why not? I'm like, well, first of all, I'm not smart enough. I'm not educated enough to joke about those things. People who do political comedy well are very intelligent people.
Yeah.
Lewis
About
Black
that
is
subject.
extremely smart.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and then the other reason I don't do it is, and this is an example I gave a guy in Amarillo, Texas, who was ready to fight. I said, here's the thing. I said, I could sit up here and talk about how big of a whore your mom is and how everybody in this bar has had a turn. And you would think that that's hilarious. But if I talk shit about the guy you voted for, you'll want to go out in the parking lot and fight.
Right.
Now, this is a guy who doesn't know you, has never met you, and doesn't give a shit about you. But you feel so strongly about your politics that you'll fight for it. And it doesn't make sense to me, so I just
I always
don't
find
do
that
it.
adorable, man. Those
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
people are adorable to me.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you haven't
Yeah.
really thought this through, and that's where we have to part ways.
Yeah. The only way politician comedy, political comedy works is impressions. If you're up there doing the impressions
Yeah.
of Clinton and like imagine if you had what Frank Cayendo doing fucking Biden, Obama, Trump, and Clinton in one bit, going voice to voice to voice to voice. Doesn't matter what the hell he's talking about.
Hilarious.
Right, that shit would be funny as hell. So that to me is
Right.
the only way that the political aspect of comedy can work is when you're doing impressions, because then it doesn't matter what you're saying. You're just like, holy shit, it just sounds just like Clinton, you know? Or, I mean, it just
Right.
You know, but you're right. You
And
can't,
then you got you got the guys like Lewis Black who are he's not talking shit about the Republican Party or about the Democratic Party. He's talking shit about politics.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
just too. He goes, it's right wing and left wing. I'm not sure you understand. Every bird's got two fucking wings. It's the same bird, and he ain't worth a shit.
What did George Carlin
You know.
tell us? It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
yeah.
That's
one of
right.
his best
That's
jokes
right,
ever.
man.
And it wasn't a joke. It
Yeah.
was, here's where you're getting fucked, but there's
Yeah.
nothing you can do about it because it's a big club and you ain't in it.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, and those guys, and and I don't even know if how harsh George Carlin was about the government. I don't even know if his comedy would fly nowadays, because people are so
Yeah.
polarized by politics and
It's a good
and the
point.
things that are going on in the world right now. It's just so polarized. I don't know if it would even work now, because people are so they're so personally invested in something that's not invested in them, and that doesn't
Right.
make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense.
So
Now back to the back to
Yeah,
the Matt
another-
Farrell comment. I want to go back to
Okay.
your comedy shit. Okay, so this is a name drop type moment here. Is there what's the I don't know, the biggest comedian you ever like opened for or were on stage with? You know, something to that effect that was like, wow, that's badass. Like
yeah.
one of those moments where you're like, holy shit, I just did a show with this guy.
Yeah, I just recently opened for John Reap,
Okay.
which was kind of a last minute. He made a post and he's like, "Hey, anybody want to come open for me at this town at this theater?" And I was on my way back from a show the day before, and it had been 45 minutes out of my way, so I just sent him a message. I was like, "Yeah, I can do it." He said, "Come on." So I went and I got to open for him. But then probably the biggest name that I've worked with and a guy that I want to give props to is David Keckner.
Okay.
Do you even know who David Keckner is?
I don't.
Doesn't
know who
ring a
David
bell.
Fickner is.
You for sure know who he is. You just didn't know that was his name.
Okay,
okay.
You ever seen Anchorman?
Yeah.
Okay, the weird guy with the funny mouth. The
Yeah,
Yeah.
whammy.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I was
The
thinking
sports
that when
guy.
you said that. I was thinking that when you said that, but
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
his name's spelled out, it doesn't. You don't think it would sound like that.
It looks like
Totally.
Kochner. It looks like Kochner.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when they're doing Afternoon Delight,
Yeah.
he was the one that the.
Yep.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
Awesome.
so I went, and there was a club in coming open for him, and this is where I want to give him his props because he didn't
Okay.
have to do this.
Okay.
I went there, and when he got there, I introduced myself. He goes, "Do you work here?" And I said, "No, I'm opening for you." And he goes, "Nope." He goes, "In my rider, I don't have an opener. I've got the guy that travels with me. He's my feature. We don't use openers." And I was like, "Okay." I said, if it's in your rider, the club messed up, that's fine. But if you're not going to use me, I'm going to go ahead and go because it was a long drive for me.
Sure.
And he goes, how long do you have to drive? Because I was supposed to be opening for him for 5 shows. It was
Okay.
one show on Thursday, 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday.
Cool.
And I said, well, it's about a 4-hour drive for me. He goes, well, hold on just a minute. And he goes and he talks to his feature, a guy named Rob Mayer, another very funny comic. And he comes back and he goes, how much time they say you could do? I said, well, they told me I was going to be doing 10 at the beginning of every show. He said, well, I can't give you 10, but I'll give you 7, and you can do it for tonight, the one show tonight. That way the club still has to pay you. And I was like,
Nice.
hey, man, I appreciate that.
Right
You know,
on.
that way I still get paid. So I went up, I did 7 minutes. At the end of that 7 minutes, I brought up his feature, and then I went back to the green room, and he was in there. And he said, holy shit, you're actually funny. If you want to stay all weekend, you can.
Awesome.
Nice.
So then he let me stay, and I got to do all 5 shows with him. Like
Dude,
he
that's so
we
cool.
went to lunch and breakfast every day together. Like he didn't have to do that,
Yeah.
and super cool. Like before I left, he said, "Let me have your phone real quick." So I gave him my phone. He turned it on. He made a voice memo or a video memo.
Yeah.
Name called all my kids by name, Like just in conversation, he had remembered all my kids' names, and he said, "Hey, Holden, Cody, and Corinne, I just want to tell you, I worked with your dad this weekend. He's a
Oh,
great. One day I'll get to meet y'all. Hand him my phone. I mean, just
cool.
a great dude.
That's
Great
awesome,
dude,
man.
I love
Yeah. So
stories
David
like that.
Keckner's. That's yeah, he was a really awesome dude.
right on. So where do people
Those are
find
probably the
Matt
two
Farrell?
biggest that I've worked with.
Okay, so where do people find Matt Farrell?
All social media platforms are Matt Farrell Comedy, except
Okay.
for Instagram, and it's Matt J Farrell.
Okay.
Okay.
I got to make sure that I'm friends with you on there. I might have overlooked you, so I'll do that when we get off here.
Yeah, I know we're friends on my personal page.
Yeah, I think
I'll
I
go-
just.
Yeah, I think last night.
Yeah, yeah, I
Last
just
night or the
said-
day before. Yeah, I saw it. And are you friend? Do you follow the Chris and Mike show on Facebook?
He does.
Okay. Oh yeah, because I tagged
Yeah,
you. Hello.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
tagged you in the picture.
He actually put
Yeah.
a review on there quite some time ago, like
Oh,
back
right
in
on.
June or something, if I
Yeah.
Oh,
remember right.
right on. Cool. That's
Yeah, it was a while back, and then like when y'all messaged back, and you're like, "All right, what do you think about September?" And I was like, "Holy shit, these guys are booked way out. That's awesome."
Yeah, yeah. We're
Yeah,
booking
that-
November now, man.
Yeah, that just happened all of a sudden
That's
through
good.
his campaign that you
It
signed.
did. It was. We did a stupid. It wasn't even a bit, man. It was. We were talking. We had somebody that couldn't make the show, so Mike and I were just having our normal little conversation, and like legit, it was just a happenstance. I was talking about how we could get guests on the show, and I was like, maybe we should get a zombie on the show. And Mike's like, I don't know if a zombie would really, be a really good fit, or some stupid bit that wasn't even a bit. It was just him and I
It
bantering
just
back and
worked
forth.
for 30 seconds
Right.
or 35
So-
seconds, whatever.
Yeah.
He turned it into a
Yeah.
clip.
And then I threw that clip. I threw that clip out there just to promote the show, and just from that clip, it's like I ever saw all of a sudden fucking people were like out of the woodwork. I want to come on your show. I want to come on your show. I'm like, well, who are you? And and then
Yeah.
it just kind of grew from there. But that's the kind of cool thing, kind of like your million video for flipping off your son. You don't know what's going to work, and it just works sometimes.
Well, look at
and
the
then you
fuck
just
ton
roll with
video.
it.
That one got 70,000
Oh, fuck
views
ton
or
video was
something.
hilarious.
That was great.
Yeah.
We looked
Yeah,
up
we-
what a
Yeah.
metric fuck ton was, and then he
Yeah.
read the definition on the air, and I was dying. I was like, "You got to stop, man! I can't breathe." That was part of the funny part of the clip was just not just the definition, but me laughing behind it. I just couldn't breathe. It was so fucking funny.
The fact that it's actually
That's
a word
hilarious.
that can be defined is the thing that was funny to me.
Yeah, he
You know,
found a
it's-
legitimate definition from. It wasn't Webster's. It was like American Heritage Dictionary or something.
Yeah.
He's like, this
yeah.
is a legitimate metric fuck ton is in this
yeah.
dictionary.
Yeah, it was.
That's
We were, talking
hilarious.
about, we were talking about fuck, all the different words with fuck, and then somehow it just evolved into a fuck ton, and then I'm like, wait a minute. So I Google machined it, and like, holy shit, here you go. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, all that stuff. They worked so hard so that we could be well informed,
Mm-hmm.
and you're using it to look up the word fuck ton.
Of course we are.
Right.
We're still 13-year-old boys inside our brain.
Yeah. Random words and boobs. That's the only thing I
Yeah.
use the internet for. Is
Damn
just
right, there
looking
you
shit
go.
up. Yeah.
There you
Listen,
go. So where
porn
you, where
is
you,
still the most important thing or the most money-making thing on the internet. That tells you everything you need to know.
I know, dude. If there was any way I could get into that business, I would. But I stand zero chance in the porn business.
That makes probably, well, two of us for sure.
what if you did an OnlyFans page while you're having sex with your wife? You're laying out your comedy bit, right?
You know, I don't think
You
she
just
would go
dropping
for
your-
it, so I would have to recruit
Okay.
somebody else.
Okay.
And I don't know if
I
she'd go
just
for
wanted to
that
keep
either.
I wanted to try to keep it in the family. Just tell us for
Dude,
work.
hey, I like the fresh
for work.
ideas, though. I like the fresh
Yeah, you know.
ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to come
Just
up
coming up with
fresh
shit.
ideas, man. I'm all
Yeah,
about
I
helping
mean, just
people,
keep
you
them
know?
rolling.
He's a good spitball.
Yeah.
This is the real think tank.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly. This
For
kind
sure.
of shit. Absolutely.
That's where good ideas come from.
Yeah. What kind of shows you got coming up? Where can people see you live?
Man, all over. I've got a show coming up at Crackpots in Ohio in 2 weeks. I've taken off the next week and a half. So then I've got Crackpots in Ohio, and then after that I'll be in Chicago at the Den Theater, and then Joplin, Missouri.
Oh,
And I
right
can't
on.
remember the name of the venue, which kind of feel bad for
bad.
not remembering the name of the venue, but yeah, all over the place. So definitely I mean, if they'll go check out my social media, give me a like and a follow, because like I said, that's,
Yeah.
we live and die
We
by
do.
numbers.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We need followers.
Do you have a YouTube channel too?
I do, and I don't do as much with it as I should.
Okay. Okay.
Get on
But I
that.
do.
So
I do
if-
have a lot of videos.
Okay.
That's been our
So if you
savior,
s-
Matt.
Yeah. So if you start
YouTube.
Yeah, if you start doing some shorts, like 30, 45 seconds, and just kind of get in the
Yeah.
habit of popping those up on a daily basis, I think you'll see a nice growth, because we have, and it was just really by just
Yeah.
pure stupidity.
I think right
I told
now-
Mike I was going to start doing something, and boom.
YouTube and TikTok are the two biggest things that you're going to find success at, because all the kids are on TikTok and everyone's on YouTube.
Yeah.
I told Chris the other day when we
Yeah.
were talking on the phone, when I ask people, do they have a Spotify or do they have an Apple Podcast? It's like 1 out of 10 will say yes. But if you ask somebody if
Yeah.
they have a YouTube channel, 10 out of 10 people say it doesn't matter if they're 75 years old or 7. They all have a YouTube channel.
Right.
So keep that in
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to do more with it. I need to do more with all of it. I'm the least productive with the social media and stuff. I try to post stuff all the time. I'm just not good at keeping up with it. But I know how important it is, so I should get better at it. I just wanted to ride around and tell jokes to people, so I'm just not good at the social media part.
Well, I'll tell you the same thing that Chris and I tell everybody. If you ever come through Central Illinois, I'm not sure when you're in
Or
Chicago,
Arizona.
I might be able to make that happen. But if you're ever like Peoria or Joliet or out near Chris in Phoenix, definitely hit us up, man. We'll come see you
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, matter of fact, I
Bring-
was just visiting with a girl who produces shows out in Phoenix. Her name's Kayla Howard.
Okay.
So I reached out to her about maybe getting out there to do some shows.
Cool.
And I've got a friend of mine who's a real good comic that's from Phoenix. He lives in Austin now, named John Carden. So he's supposed to be hooking me up with some stuff. And then the Chicago and the Illinois way, I'm working on getting some more stuff out that way too. So for sure, if I'm
Yeah,
ever
hit-
going to be out in you guys next to the woods, I'll holler at you.
Hit us up, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
It'd be awesome. I appreciate you guys letting me come on.
Anytime,
Hey, no
man.
problem, man. So
You've been great.
So he's Matt Farrell. You can find him all the social media platforms. Go check him out. Go like, subscribe to all his channels and pages, because again, he's made the importance that they get their gigs on followers and subscribers, which is just crazy. I mean, you could be the stupidest fucking comedian in the world, but you have 1 million followers. You're getting a job. I'd rather be funny.
There's
as
a
hell.
bunch of them working.
Right?
There's a bunch of them that ain't worth a shit that's getting booked more than me.
No, yeah. There you
More
go.
power to them.
So,
Go get
yeah.
your money, guys.
Right, go get your money. So we always close our shows with this. If you're feeling bad, you're being depressed, don't be stupid and take your life away. Somebody's going to miss you. Somebody loves you. Don't leave a hole in somebody else's heart. Call somebody, go outside and run, go work out, go scream in a pillow, journal, do something, go to sleep, meditate. Wake up tomorrow, it will be a better day, we promise you, because you're still going to be in this world with us, and those people that love you will respect that. He's Mike, I'm Chris. That's Matt Farrell. You can find him again, mattfarrell.com. Do you have that as a website?
I do.
Okay, so mattfarrell.com, and then all the social media stuff, Facebooks, YouTubes, all that kind of jazz. So check him out. Go see him live. Funny guy, nice human, good conversation. We'll have you back on the show here at some point in time, because we like to have people come back. So maybe after the first of the
Hell
year,
yeah.
we'll get you back dialed in. And then we can talk about the Netflix special that we're all going to do, right?
Yes. We should be ready to
working on-
film that by that point.
Working on it. Yeah, we should be ready
Absolutely.
to go by then.
Right
Thanks for
on.
coming on, bro.
Don't,
Yeah, you too, guys.
yeah, don't go away yet just because we're stopping the show. For those of you on Twitch and YouTube,